Nice little round of applause for the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. I got a special guest for you today. Going crazy because it's my homie. It's the one and only Majid Araim.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show, Chris.
You know, I just really wanted to, just spotlight all my friends that have been very gracious to me when I first moved out to Atlanta. And just like Aaron, I think that was that instance that we met each other for the first time. I think that place is maybe the second time that we met each other.
Yeah, because we met each other at Buteco. Right? Like, I was there and you were there, and we're kind of like in passing. I think I was leaving or something. But yeah, we met, and then I guess maybe, I can't, it seems like such a blur. It seems like so soon after that I wrangled you into my shenanigans. And
I think that was my first AIO experience, was there at the AFM.
At the AFM, okay, then that was the second time. That was our like true meeting, maybe, where like we played together and got to be creative together, and it wasn't just like a conversation.
Yeah, no, you came over to my apartment, I think, the day before, and then you told me about that event that was happening.
Why did I come to your apartment, though? I don't remember.
I think that was before, I think that was like the Buteca thing. We just wanted to like get together and jam.
Maybe we just wanted to.
And then you told me about the AFM thing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been history since. And I really appreciate actually, how you kind of like integrated with that ensemble and then have your own thing that is adjacent to it, but also like this force of orchestral music in Atlanta that's outside of convention. So yeah, it was really a chance meeting. It's interesting because I can't even really remember why I felt like I needed to know you, but like it seemed important. And then we started talking, and it was like it was history. It's like you play banjo, you're an actor, I'm writing these operas.
Yeah, I don't even know what, man. I think it was not soon after that we did the opera, or no, there was some time before that.
There was quite a bit of time before that, because that whole process was months that we were dealing with that. But I think that was our first collaboration that was, I think, depending on if it was you or me, more personal to one of us. I mean, I know that project was really personal to me. Yeah. AIO is really personal to me, but it's more of a community project.
Absolutely.
And then the Otherware Research Enterprises work is really personal to me, and I'm so happy to have you a part of that. You're an inspiration. You know what I mean?
You're an inspiration. What are you talking about, man? I came down to Atlanta with the idea of creating basically what was already existing here. I just had to find it. It was just a matter of time, and when we clicked, it was just like it's been history.
I remember kind of like realizing the awareness of that. Yeah. Or becoming aware of that reality. Like I was like, Chris is like got all these like ideas and like trying to do all that stuff, and there's infrastructure here. It exists already. Like it's like so, natural and organic to be able to like, what is it when a cell splits? It's not mitosis. Is it mitosis?
It might be mitosis.
Well, when a cell splits, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is kind of the sort of situation we have a community intention, and then that intention divides.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it is mitosis, cell mitosis. I hope we'll have to edit this out if I'm incorrect.
It doesn't matter. We can put the word up later if we need to. I haven't gotten to that part of editing yet, but still. You right in my mind. It's all good, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's exciting, I feel, it's just been, it's been really great to have you in the community. It's, as a mandolin player, it's really great to have someone who's experienced or comfortable experimenting with other Appalachian, or traditionally, at least in an American application, like American instruments.
Yeah.
Or I mean, what am I saying? Like, it's nice that I'm playing mandolin and you're playing banjo.
And we're taking them out of the
and then we're obviously like aware of the convention.
Yeah.
But we're doing something completely original. It feels like, and it was such a. I remember just so grateful that you moved to town, because it was like, here's another like kindred soul who is like down to clown. And before you, Alex Cohen, the great composer and viola da gamba player and guitar player, moved to town, and it was the same thing. It was like he moved to town, he didn't know anybody, we met, and it was like this just beautiful meeting of minds.
Yeah.
Alex is also a part of all of the otherware stuff, and it's just he's living in Europe somewhere. I don't know where, but he's living in Europe right now, and
oh, that's right. You know what? He was part of that Cosmic Quartet I did.
Yeah, he was in town because he was in town for that because of the.
I think he was in the midst of moving.
Well, it was around the same time as the April 26th piece, as the symbiotic relationships piece. I think it was in the same realm.
That's right.
Of vacation for.
Yeah, and that was also at the AFM.
Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, which is a.
What is the hall called?
I am not prepared to tell you that, but it's like the Sam Johnson Hall or something. It's like somebody who donated money, I'm sure, and it's named after this person. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like it's named after a singular human. But yeah, that was really great. Should I talk about the symbiotic relationships piece?
If you want to, but I mean, just to touch on our encounters and places that we have crossed paths. But I also wanted to bring up this lovely encounter of David Grissom with his early dog. Since Majid was speaking on his love and his professing in mandolin, all things string, honestly. I thought I'd throw in some nice traditional Appalachian mandolin for my guy.
Yeah, David Grissom is a really big inspiration. He's certainly a kingpin in the world of mandolin, and he did something special where he kind of, one of the early fusion musicians, I think, where he was, fusion music goes back to the dawn of humanity, but like in the terms of like our in the terms of recent history, like David did something really cool where he took this traditional kind of folk mountain music and he infused jazz with it, which is the popular, previously to his time and during his time and after his time, like a popular form of music. And so he's one of the guys that really kind of like, he took it, and then he had a lot of collaborations with famous rock musicians from the 60s, like Jerry Garcia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they had a group called Old and in the Way, which is, I was a big Grateful Dead fan back in the day, and still am. And they had a group called Old and in the Way, and it was Peter Rowan on guitar, Jerry Garcia on banjo,
cool,
my man, and then David on mandolin, John Kahn on bass, and Vassar Clements on fiddle. And it was really formative actually group for me, because I came into playing the mandolin sort of through this sort of fusion music in a way. Like I was introduced to it through a kind of a fusiony sort of medium, and then through that found David. And also, just my familiarity with the Grateful Dead found David, and yeah, it's, he's a kingpin. It's kind of like, he's he's a really special musician and really did a lot to influence and is still supporting, you know, creative folk music, I would say, you know.
That's wild that you mentioned that he was a decent part of the Grateful Dead, because if you look at the cover, it kind of...
Well, he's connected to the Grateful Dead. He was never in the Grateful Dead.
Well, the association I'm trying to get at is the little dogs here.
Yeah.
That kind of give off the dead bear.
Dancing bear vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Which is kind of trippy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're just having a conversation through
And
Wax.
What year is this?
What year is this?
Yeah.
Oh, dog. It says 66.
66, yeah. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, half of it, except for side 2, was in 73.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's only 2 songs that are from 66. Everything else is from 73.
Oh, wow. That even makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and then who's in this band? Okay, we got Del McCurry. We got the McCurry brothers. This is this historical record. I mean, this is like what we're experiencing now, where we're all just making groups and making records and doing shows together, you know? And it's like, this is what they were doing back then, you know? And it's just like, they documented it. It's the importance of archiving and documentation, because now we have it. We have this evidence of like some friends making music together, and that's what this is, you know? This is a community of, you know.
What's some evidence of friends that you have that you brought? Because we're having a little conversation with Wax. I know you brought some Wax of your own. This is just something I played with you in mind. So what do you got, bro?
I did. I brought some folks I know from New England. I actually don't know exactly where they're from. I met them in Massachusetts. This group Holodeck. It is a duo between Mia Friedman and Andy Allen. They are a really lovely pair of human beings who I've been fortunate enough to meet and share, stage experience with and musical experiences with them. And they're just 2 of the really most humble and kindest people and most amazing creative musicians that I've met. And you know, I just want to play a little bit of this record. You know, it's
Do it up.
Yeah, it's
Drop that needle, son.
I'm gonna play the last song.
You got it.
Nothing. The periphery, and so the only experience you have, the only thing which you can sense are the and I'd like you to look up directly above you, and you see up there what looks like a cloud to you. Kind of that a cloud at night seems to be. And I want you to look closely at that cloud that stretches all across the sky, a band across the sky, and look into it more closely, and you see that instead of being a cloud, it is in fact star, the Milky Way. Milky Way. Star, the Milky Way. The Milky Way. The Milky Way. The Milky Way. And all across the sky, the Milky Way. Band across the sky, look into it more closely, and you see that instead of being a cloud, it is, see that instead of, in fact, star, the Milky Way. The Milky Way. Cloud that stretches all across the sky, a band across the sky, and look into it more closely, and you'll see that instead of being a cloud, in fact, star, the Milky Way. It looks like a cloud. The sky Just like a cloud. The Milky Way.
That was tight, dog. That's
Just a real gem. Just, yeah, it's really inspirational. This whole universe that they create, and
I want to say it had like Jandek vibes here and there too. That's wild. Big fan of that.
Widely influenced.
I keeping it on the string thing. Wanted to share my favorite record of yeah, I'm always talking about him. This is Sun Ra. But this is Strange Strings. This is probably my favorite album that they've ever done. About this side? So this is the extended version that they just put out. This is brand new. Where the D side has extra tape recordings that were supposed to be on Strings, but they just didn't make it. And then there's also
fantastic sound.
recording of him explaining what he was using for the album. This Bandura.
Yeah.
Is that an African instrument?
Hmm?
Is that an African instrument?
No, it's Rush.
Russian?
See?
Like a balalaika?
Look at it. Really, I never seen it before. You see where it's got it's supposed to have it up there, made in
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got it. Yeah, sorry, there. I thought
it's
you-
Ukrainian.
Yeah, they sell those in the shops done on.
Well, they did have some, but they might have some in the back. But they had some in the window. That's where Jackson saw it, and he told me about it. He was raving about it, so I went around there, and he said, "Well, that's the instrument that one of you looking for." They know I like unusual instruments. But this part that sold me, because I haven't heard of any instrument do sound very plaintive. Isn't that fantastic sound?
It's like 76 strings, I think. A Bandura.
I don't.
It's a Ukrainian instrument.
It's a hammered.
No, it's like a big old guitar. It's like one big harp, round body, and just this fleet of strings that you can just strum across.
Very versatile.
Amazing.
And there's real Bandura players out there that can kill it. But what they did on this record just makes it otherworldly.
Yeah, I mean it sounds like a zither, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's harp-esque.
And they had zithers, kodos, they had every kind of string instrument and just gave it to random people and be like, just play it.
Just play it. I love
That's
that.
what all this record is just play.
Just play it.
Yeah.
Just play around. Get in the sandbox.
Yeah.
This is such a good practice, you know. And it's so validating to go back through the histories and realize that like these practices and these modalities of expressing and experiencing, it's like our heroes were doing the same thing. Like
This is 1960, 65, 66, early stuff.
Sun Ra. Sun Ra was just, I mean, I don't need to say it, but just, yeah, just light years ahead,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Love them.
yeah. Special entity.
Yeah. This is a little new take, I'd say, where, well, I mean, this is kind of the idea from the jump, is to have a true conversation. So you got your side, my side, and we just kind of
Yeah.
switching out. I love that.
Moving back and forth.
And I love the meshing in between.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, this was the one that was supposed to come after Strange Strings. You know?
Yes. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody is the king of, or I mean, certainly one of the powerhouses of Strange Strings would be the great composer George Crumb. Has been such an inspiration to me throughout my adult experience. I came into my awareness of him later in life, but it was through a teacher who suggested I listen to him based off the music that I was presenting. It was a composition studio
How long ago?
instructor. It was maybe 20 years ago, you know. But yeah, he gave me the album Ancient Voices of Children, which featured mandolin, you know. This piece doesn't, but it featured mandolin, and it blew my mind, and I did a deep dive. Along with that record, he gave me Messiaen's Quartet for the End of Time, which was also my introduction to Oliver Messiaen, and so it was a really formative moment in my life where I got introduced to this composer, George Crumb, and then, you know, subsequently Oliver Messiaen, who he's not on this record at all, but this is the
Association.
Yeah, but they're contemporaries enough in that they were creating music that was really interesting, and that propelled the conception of what classical music and just music could be, you know. I really appreciate that. Like, I think these composers have a great way of like inviting in like the punk rock element of classical music, you know, or like inviting punk rock into classical music. Like this shit is so punk, you know what I mean? Like,
very hard.
you know what I mean? And it's like, but it's so refined and so beautiful. Yeah, and I found this record. I was on tour somewhere, just like bored, and going through like some bends somewhere, and it was like, you know, it's all messed up, like it's all. But those are my favorite records to find, the ones that are all like dilapidated.
They played it right.
Those are the ones that got the most use, and like it's a surefire sign that like somebody valued this in the past, and then being a big fan of him already, so like this was a really great find. It was probably like $5 or something, you know, like I don't know, like so affordable. And I had to buy it, and I did, and I've listened to it infinite amount of times, It's inspiring. I used to.
As did Mark W. Street at one point.
Yeah, he did. Is this who this is? I wonder what that was.
Yeah, it's like people who used to really rock with their records and be like, I'm never getting rid of these. They would put their names either on the back or in the inside. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
It's like an old library book where you get to see who checked it out before you.
I need to look up Mark W. Street and see what he's into.
That's a really cool name too.
Yeah, it is kind of a cool name. Appreciate about this composer is somehow he achieves just absolute he achieves something so profound, but at the same time it's so humble, and it doesn't feel pretentious. You know, it's so easy, especially in new music, right, in contemporary classical music, for there to be this air of pretension, which is off-putting to a lot of people. I mean, I really love contemporary classical music. I spend a lot of time in that world, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't get to me as much, but like it can, and I'm certainly aware of it as a byproduct of the genre, seemingly, or of the medium. It's like, and I think it has to do with just the history of how it came to be, you know, and then the competitive inclination that humans, you know, exhibit. Oh, we're competitive, you know, so that oftentimes turns into pretension when it doesn't need to.
Or even like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, well,
you know,
imposter syndrome is the other side of it. It's
right, because you feel convinced that you're doing it, but like, how true do you feel that to the process is it?
Or it's like you're in this thing and you're a valuable voice, but you don't feel like you're valuable because, like, you know, there's this like pretentious air to this thing, and maybe like one time you know, like misspelled something because you were dyslexic, or like, you know, just like one there's just like all these little things that can affect individual like brain experiences that can create these like shields or walls to things, you know, to like block people out or create these gates. And I just think that George Crumbs does a really good job of inviting even the inexperienced and to the sound world, to the sound ecology, you know.
Summer was the same way.
Yeah, most definitely. And he, you know, he was inspired greatly by the Appalachian experience, folklore, and all this stuff. So he's a really important composer to me. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Y los bueyes hablan con los grandes hojas y que la lambris se muera de sombra, que brillen los dientes de la calavera y los amarillos inunde la seda.
keeping it on the theatrical, operatic side of things, as we were kind of alluding to. This is Le Theatre du Chenet Noir. This is Aruhruh, second side. Fire.
Hell yeah. This is Yalla, most definitely. This is Muhammad Al-Attat. He's a Lebanese singer. This recording was made in 1985, which is the year I was born in. And I also found this record on tour. Probably played in a record store somewhere. I probably bought this in Boston at Normal's Records and Books.
Is it a French release? I'm seeing some French on the corner.
Yeah, because it's Lebanese.
Ah.
Yeah, so Lebanese and French, with colonialism and all that shit. So yeah, it is a French release, but it's beautiful music and just this is one of the records that stays on play.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I listen to this record all the time. It seems seemingly most of the records I brought are high playlists.
Right on.
Yeah, it's like only got to H in my catalog. Everything is alphabetized, and
Mine used to be.
Yeah, I got to H and it was like, man, I already have 6. Like
Nice.
I gotta which is volume 1. Like I can't. These are all too important to
Oh yeah, you'll be back.
Yeah, it's like. So this guy,
Amazing. All right, man. Well, we might as well let this one play out, but just so happy to have you on here. I would love for you to let the people know what you got going on, if there's anything coming up, or if there's any music you'd like people to listen to. Just let the people know what you got going on, man.
Yeah. I think listen to wherever your heart takes you. Don't be intimidated by convention or non-convention, and just follow your heart is what I would say. But I have a record release coming up soon, a few more in the works, so I have a lot of stuff coming up, but I have a record coming out, a tape actually coming out with the great guitar player from New Orleans, composer Chris Alford.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful human being, lovely force, really making a lot of great stuff happen in New Orleans. And we have a tape coming out, so we are planning a tour for November. Be on the lookout for that. We're still sort of deciding how that's going to play out, but we're thinking like kind of Midwest, Western, Eastern United States, kind of like the western portion of the Eastern United States and the Midwest is what I meant. And then I also will be on a road trip coming up. Before that, in late September, I will be playing in several different places up and down the East Coast, but I'll be playing at the High Zero Music Festival in Baltimore, which is a really wonderful organization. It might actually be where I bought this record, was at Normal Books, which is the record store affiliated with High Zero.
Shout out.
Yeah, they're a really great organization. I suggest anybody to look into them and check them out, especially if they're traveling through Baltimore. They always have really authentic programming, and it's just, they're really doing something special over there. But I'll be there for the High Zero Fest. That's the 24th through the 23rd or 28th in Baltimore, and then I have a concert in Queens, New York, where we'll be showcasing a lot of compositions at Stony Brook College, and then there's a concert in New Haven, Connecticut. I can't remember where that's going to be, but it's going to be with some really wonderful musicians, Solomon Kim and Carl Testa, there's a bunch of other things happening in and around that time. I'll be up and down the East Coast, so I suggest checking out maybe my Instagram for that information. Handle is at Archduke Araim, ArchDukeAraim, or you could just type in my name, Majid Araim, MajidAraim, and that will come up.
I'll have all your socials in the
Yeah,
in the credits.
Yeah, you'll list my socials so we can edit this part out.
No, we'll have it.
Yeah, we'll leave it in. and then also on my Bandcamp, which will be where this record with Chris will be. It'll be on his Bandcamp and my Bandcamp and maybe some other Bandcamps out there. So my Bandcamp is Majid Araim. Well, Chris will link it. I don't actually remember what. I think it's Majid Araim 1 at bandcamp.com, but I can't be sure. And then I have so many other projects I'm a part of, which you can find through that medium. And I think they're all worth looking out. And we got more stuff coming up that Chris will be featured on in the fall.
Yay.
Also coming out is, the opera, the aforementioned opera we talked about.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good that we're closing up. Got a little house inspection, so they're about to shut off the power. But we just closed up at a great time. Yeah. So I'm gonna have all of Majid's links to all platforms, social, and that's why my K oscillator had to turn back on. Okay, well, as I was saying, a little power inspection, so they're shutting out the power right now. But hey, things happen. Thank you so much, Majid, for coming over, man. I love you so much.
Habibi. I love this. It's been really fantastic. Into the future,
Absolutely. I want to have more of these.
We got to come back. We didn't even get to this record. See, look, this is coming up on next.
You better believe it.
This is a really special album to me, and I was looking forward. It would fit anywhere in the program, so I didn't. I thought that it hadn't come on yet. I didn't realize we were running out of time.
All good. Yeah, it's all good.
To the next time.
Yeah, we'll have more. He'll come back on. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a lot of more AIO affiliates and just awesome, amazing Atlanta locals come in.
There's an Atlanta Improvisers Orchestra concert at iDrum Music and Arts Gallery on August 3rd on a Monday night for their Monday Night Creative Music Series. I highly suggest you checking out that music series. I also run a music series called The Magic Lantern.
Amazing.
You can find that through my Instagram. And just feel free to reach out and I can put you on the email list and you can get all the notifications for all the performances that I do in and around the city. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely stay. There's stuff out there for the curious. So
yeah, we'll be connected. Don't you worry, dog. He's gonna be around. I just need to show my friends. First intro. This my dude, Majid Araim. Love you, man. All right, as I usually say, y'all. Until the next one. Peace.